Hi everyone, just before we get into today's episode, I just want to let you know that coming up on Friday of this week, in the first week of March, for those watching as we currently release videos, for those in the future, this won't apply to you, but coming up this Friday, I'm not going to be running a Rolling in the Isles video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A video instead. So if you've got a question you'd like to ask me, and it can be about anything you like, it could be about me, it could be about my content, my channel, it could be about Football Manager in general, it could be about anything you like. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but whatever it is you'd like to ask me, feel free to do so. I'll pick out the best ones that I can, depending on how many I get, depends on how many we manage to get through. But that'll be Friday's video. Instead of Rolling in the Isles, it'll be an opportunity for a Q&A. So yeah, have a think. You can either come to my Twitter channel, and there'll be an option there to leave a question in the next few hours, and if not, then you can leave a comment below in this video and I'll be reading those as well. And as I say, I will then gather them all together and put a video together on Friday to try and answer as many as I can. And yeah, that will help me express a few bits and pieces that's on my mind. It will give you an opportunity to find out some more stuff about me, maybe. Whatever it turns into, I don't really know at this point, but another something different for the channel. And I just want to continue to try and push the boundaries a little bit of what we do, and that's just an opportunity to do so. So yeah, if you get your questions in, your thoughts, anything else that you want to add into the mix of a Q&A session, then do that over the next couple of days, and I will produce that for Friday. So thanks very much, and let's get into today's episode. Hi everyone, and welcome to Club 3, Episode 8 of Rolling in the Isles, an FM20 British Isles Journeyman series with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, I'd encourage you to do so. We're certainly growing and gaining impetus behind us, and it will keep you up to date with the video, so do that. If you could click a like on this episode, that would be brilliant for me as well. Help me get me seen by lots of other people. Helps me push higher up into the YouTube algorithms. So that's sort of all the admin-y stuff out the way that I feel I need to express and see if I can get some support from you guys. Other than that, things have been pretty good. March was decent. We had a blip against Middlesbrough, lost a couple of goals to nil against them, and then struggled to draw against Hull a little bit. But other than that, around it, there's some good results there. It maintains our 10th position in the league. But we are still clutching at the coattails of a few teams above us. I still think the playoffs might just be a little bit too far, just because the last two games of the season are against the top two in the division. So they're going to be really, really tricky games. So yeah, some interesting stuff still to come. Today, we get the opportunity to play Wigan, who find themselves down in 17th. And so another good opportunity for us to take some points and continue to build up on our progress. So I'm really encouraged by that. Having said that, we've got a couple of bits of injury issues. We've got a couple of players that are probably out for pretty much the rest of the season. Our first choice left back is out for the next 3 weeks. And Liam Miller, one of our backup players, is out for a couple of weeks. Kang In has been out for a couple of weeks already. He's got a couple of days left on that. And there's been a couple that have just come back from knocks as well. Crowley's just had one. So there's been a little bit of disruption in terms of the squad just through the injuries. But we're coping just about with it all. And today, most players, other than the ones I've highlighted, are free and available to play. So for this important game to keep our momentum going, I've chosen Rakovic in goal, Cotter at right back, Boone at left back, Camp and Story in central defence, Benningham, Roberto and Crowley in central midfield, with McCowan on the right, Daniels on the left and Clark up top, with a bench of Sané, Johnson, McNair, Sibley, Murphy, Brown and Walker. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So we've gone with, come on lads, show me what you can do to keep this run going. I am a little bit concerned that the change in personnel might just unsettle us slightly today. We are away from home, which never helps in the Championship. It's always tough to go away from home. But we are on good form still, even though there was that little blip against Middlesbrough. It was a game where we had a couple of knocks in terms of personnel, and so again we had to just restructure the side slightly, and it came slightly unstuck. But that was after 13 games of unbeaten run by us. So that, that in itself is no mean feat. And Roberto picks it up in central midfield. Everybody that's been playing regularly is still playing quite well. Obviously, our form shows that. McCowan on the right with his left foot cuts it in. Daniels picks up the loose ball into Clark, and Clark into that far post. And that was a lovely cushioned header by him. It's a good build-up play down the right-hand side from McCowan, who's playing much better than he was a couple of months ago, which is really, really encouraging. And he puts a decent ball in. Daniels drops off the defender, sniffing out that second ball, and puts it into Clark, who then nicely cushions his header into that far post area. And we go 1-up after sort of 10-12 minutes of the game, which is a really encouraging start. You can see that it's an even start in terms of the match stats, but the important ones are how you go about converting your chances, and we've done that already, which is really, really encouraging. And that's pretty much going to do it for the first half. The rest of that first half went by without an incident of any sort at all. We tried to encourage our players to continue the momentum of the game, but it just went a little bit quiet. So we're going to go with the assistant and ask them to do this for the fans. There's no reason to change anything. We're holding our own very nicely in the game, and we have that 1-0 advantage. So we are just going to continue for now. But it's just been a little bit uncertain and a little bit dull, let's say, for this particular match. And that was a good opportunity off a long free kick into the far side of the penalty box. We had a half chance at goal, but it didn't really do very well, and it went over the top of the bar, and the goalkeeper didn't have much to do. So it's gone flat. It's gone too flat. I don't like it. So we're going to have to change something. We've got Boone on a yellow card, so he's going to come off, and we're going to put our man of all positions, McNair, on that left-hand side today, and just see if he can see out that game. McCowan not doing so well today on that right, even though he was instrumental in part of the goal. His ratings is not high enough, so he's going to come out. And the other one I'm going to take out, bizarrely, is Daniels, just because he's just come back from a bit of a knock himself, and I don't want to overdo it with him. We've got some really important games to come, and I hope that we can see this one out. So we're just going to suggest tighten up a little bit and see if we can just see this game out. They seem uninterested, which is really positive, the Wigan players, that is. So I think we're just about going to manage this, and the game is going to breeze by, and it's going to be quite a short episode all of a sudden. We're going to do the Team Talk Good win, and we're going to come out and check out what that's done for our league position. You never know when we might just jump a position or so, because it's so tight there. So let's go and have a look at that in the competitions page. And we've jumped up to 9th. You can see us sitting on 9th in 9th position, and we maintain touching distance with at least 2 above us. I still think that 6th place is slightly too far for us with the amount of games that we've got left and the type of game that we've got left. But all in all, it's gone pretty well. So I'm going to make the call and suggest that actually we don't need to be watching too many more games this season, because I don't think we're going to get playoffs. So I am going to go straight to the Crystal Palace game unless something drastic happens in between time. So I hope you'll join me for that, for the conclusion of this particular series. I think it's important to finish well and then take that momentum into next season. We've got some challenging moments to come in the summer transfer window with loan deals, sorting them out, seeing if we can extend some of them, and then maybe looking for some more players that we can buy in as well. But, a couple of things in our squad that aren't quite right at the moment. But all in all, things have turned a very positive corner since the January window, and that's still maintaining. So we've got Huddersfield, Sheffield Wednesday, Bolton, Birmingham, Crystal Palace to come. Birmingham Palace are right up the top of the table. We've got Huddersfield, who currently sit mid-table. Sheffield Wednesday are down at the bottom. And Bolton are a little bit above the relegation zone. So there's some winnable games coming up in the next couple, and then a couple of really hard ones to finish off. So I hope you'll come and join me for the end of the season and see what we've managed to achieve in this sort of little bit of time that we've had the club under our reins from. So thanks very much for joining me. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Click that like button if you haven't already. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye for now.